With the head coach of the Kalamazoo Wings, Nick Bootland. And Nick, more player signings for the Kalamazoo Wings, and we told people a couple days ago that if they waited, some names that would be familiar would be coming our way, and the captain of last year's team, defenseman Wes O'Neill, is set to return to Kalamazoo.
Yeah, we're excited to have Wes back. Obviously, he had played a lot of time in the American Hockey League last year with Bridgeport, and his goal is to make it there on a full-time basis again, and even to the National Hockey League is his hope. So, we're excited to have a guy with his stature on the back end. Obviously, he was very pivotal for us during that playoff run, being a shutdown guy, making things difficult for other opponents in front of the net.
Not all the signings are defensive. In fact, the next three are going to be offensive, and another player that the K-Wing Nation would know a lot about. For the third year, Patrick Asselin returns to the fold.
Yeah, Patrick Asselin had an outstanding season for us last year, and he had a slow start and then sort of found his way, and once he did, he was on fire for us. He did a great job on our power play. He was one of our team leaders on power play points, and has an opportunity to go to a camp in the American Hockey League again this year because of being noticed. So he's on his way to the Chicago Wolves camp this weekend, I guess it would be starting, and we wish him all the best there as well.
When you're looking at the number of players that are returning for a head coach that won the Eastern Conference last year and really on the verge of winning the Kelly Cup a season ago, how important is it to bring a lot of the core players back?
Well, we knew we needed to be better than we were last year, and to get that ultimate step and to win that championship that eluded us. So, we're making tweaks in our organization and throughout our player personnel to try and make sure that we can make that leap. But at the same time, there's not much that has to be fixed. You make it all the way to the finals and you lose in the final, and there are some tweaks that can be made to get better. Don't get me wrong, but to try and bring back a lot of that core was important to us.
You talk about some of the new personnel that you're having. Nick Sirota, forward that played last year in the Central League, will get his first taste of the ECHL. Yeah,
so Nick Sirota is a player that I've recruited about 2 years ago when he was coming out of school, and he had played in Northern, and he had good numbers while he played there, and then 2 good seasons in the Central Hockey League. He had a 44-point rookie season, then moved on to a 59-point sophomore year. So to come back and to have this guy who's getting better all the time and wants an opportunity in the ECHL, we're excited to have him. And he plays the game hard, and he plays the game the right way. So we're excited to have him in our lineup.
The final player that we'll talk about today, a guy that's coming out of the collegiate ranks, but it seemed like all the college guys that the K-Wings had brought in have something in common, and this one no different. David Solway from Bowling Green was a captain for the Falcons.
Yeah, he's a spark plug and was an ex-teammate of Brandon Svensson, and Brandon spoke highly of him as a person on and off the ice. He also has another a friend of mine who coached me in Junior B, is from Green Bay out there where he's from, so he knows him real well now growing up. And he played 3 games in Toledo at the end of the year last year when they were fighting for that last playoff spot, so sort of in a limited role, and had 1 full game where he got a lot of ice time and ended up getting a point. He's not big in stature, but he's a feisty guy. He goes to tough places, and he makes things difficult on opponents.
So far, the K-Wings have had a lot of nice signings through the way. Now, from here on out, training camp a couple weeks away. Any more surprises along the way, or is it a question of just kind of rounding out the roster at this point?
Well, we're always trying to get better. So, agents and players that call me are like, "You still looking, or are you full?" We're never full. If we feel a player can help us, then we're going to try and bring them in, even if it's last minute. So that's one of the commitments we've made here in Kalamazoo, and that we're fortunate enough to be able to do that. So we're always looking all the time. I would never say finished.
Speaking with head coach Nick Bootland, as the Kalamazoo Wings signed 4 more players to the roster, now 18 slated to come to Kalamazoo for the 2011-12 season, which begins starting October 3rd, the start of preseason for the Kalamazoo Wings. Preseason games on October 7th and 8th, first Toledo, and the season opener October 15th, a Saturday night, against the Cincinnati Cyclones. Tickets available now at 269-345-5101.